Good afternoon. I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News, coming to you from our digital desk. We want to tell you about an incident that happened last night down in Houston. And while that's normally not on the top of our list of cities we cover, this happened at the airport in Houston on a plane that was bound for Cleveland Hopkins International Airport. A bit of a collision. It was small, but anytime you have two planes making contact, can't make anybody feel safe. And in fact, we have confirmed now with United Airlines that there was a plane that had taxied out, or, most of us have flown. It was backing out from its gate. It was headed to Orlando and it had stopped. And then the plane headed for Cleveland started to taxi. And yes, they did make contact. Some of the people who were on the plane felt it. Definitely knew that something had happened, not a great situation. One of the people on that flight was from Northeast Ohio, obviously. We're going to welcome in Randy Muck. She lives in Avon Lake. Is that right, Randy?
Avon Lake.
Avon Lake, thank you for joining us. You were on that flight, and as I said, nobody wants anything to go wrong with a flight. Walk me through what you heard, what you felt, and what happened.
Well, the real hero of the story is the lady in the seat behind me. I was in the next to last row, and the lady that was in the last row, we felt a huge bump, and we saw the planes. She actually saw the planes collide, and she saw the piece of the plane fall off. We all saw, like, we could felt it, and we were all like, "What happened? What happened?" Those of us in the back of the plane. And she pushed the flight attendant button and said, "Hey, this plane can't go. I'm not comfortable. I just saw a piece of it fly off." And the flight attendant said, "No, no, that didn't happen." And we're like, "She was watching. We saw a piece of our plane fly off." And the pilot kept moving. The plane still kept moving like it was going to take off. And this amazing lady from Canton, I don't know her name, but I told her she's the world's best backseat driver because she had the back seat, and she was so kind but so firm. Like, I'm not comfortable until somebody stops this plane and checks what happened. We just hit another plane. So the flight attendant pushed the button to the pilot, and we paused. We waited, and then they came on, and he said, "Sorry to say, but we did indeed hit another plane, and we're going to return." She
Wow.
saved them because they were going. They did not even pause. That's the scary part. Not that we bumped into another plane, because that can be fixed, right? Everybody has fender benders. I don't really want one in an airplane again, but um, the fact that they were going to still fly is the part that was so upsetting to me that I reached out to you.
And you sent us some pictures.
Yes,
We're
we
going
were
to,
all taking pictures. I'm sure everyone that was on that flight, we all were like, "We're taking pictures because this happened."
I bet. And here is one of the pictures. And it's a little bit tough to see, but most of us have been on a plane, and the ends of the wings, they kind of tip up. And if you
Yes.
look at the top of that blue portion there, you can see this is a little bit zoomed in. There is clearly some damage. Now, we're not aviation experts. I have no idea if that
Me
plane
either.
can fly. But I do want to go back to this first picture because, and I'm going to take the banner down here. You can see the crew down on the ground. They clearly
Oh,
have
yeah.
their flashlights out. They're looking at it. What's going through your mind at this point when you're seeing this happen?
I'm saying, praise God, they're listening to us, because the lady behind us saw that piece of that plane fly off. And I don't know which parts of the plane are okay to fly if we're missing. And
I think the answer to that is none.
yeah, I want off. I want off, and I want on a new plane. And it was the lady from Canton. And if she sees this, I told her the entire time we were there in Houston, "You saved us. Without this, they would have tried to fly that plane without her."
And that's what's a little concerning here, and kind of I guess why you reached out to us is,
Yes.
boy, you would think that somebody should be watching something somewhere, or a sensor, or something should have happened to alert the pilot that they just made contact with something.
Yeah, I didn't know as passengers that we have to be spotters.
Yeah, I don't think that's part of the pay. I don't think that's
Uh,
yeah.
we were all flying in the cheap seats, so I had been to see if gone to a Celebration of Life and was excited to get home. Um, so we were all in the cheap seats. So
Randy, we appreciate you sharing your story. We appreciate, I want to finish the story. They pull back into the gate. What happens from there?
They pulled back in the gates. We all got off. They gave us some extra snacks and a meal voucher and put us on another plane, and we got home about 1:30 in the morning. My luggage hasn't made it from the first flight yet, so I'm hoping to get my bag sometime today.
But you did not fly on that original plane, I'm assuming.
No, we did not, and they were quick about getting us. They did a good job of quick turnaround. We just had to wait a couple hours, and they did apologize for the delay, and delay is part of travel.
Yeah, anymore it is
Delay
definitely. Randy, we
is part
certainly,
of travel.
yeah, we certainly appreciate.
Bumping in and us having to not.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's not something I would ever want to experience.
Thank you.
We appreciate you reaching out to us and telling us your story. Thanks so much. All right, take care. Again, just something that we wanted to call to the attention. The first thing we did this morning was reach out to United Airlines. They confirmed it. And again, as you heard from someone who was on that plane, boy, wow, I hate to use this phrase, but when you see something, say something. And that's exactly what the woman from Canton and what Randy is now doing to really bring this to the alert, the attention of the airline and to the passengers. Obviously, no injuries. This was not in air. This was on the ground while taxiing, but still, it is an issue. So we're going to stay on top of that. If we have any other breaking news, it'll be here on our digital platforms. Otherwise, in about 45 minutes, we'll have 3.5 hours of First Alert news and weather coming up on Channel 19. Until then, I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News. Have a great afternoon.